Hi, it's Christine Gallagher, the founder of She'sGotClients.com and the Impact Academy Business School, where we teach our students marketing and mindset strategies to create a more amazing business and life. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about discipline, specifically having more discipline in your business. Now, for me personally, I've always sort of rebelled against the concept of discipline because I associated it with being really overly structured and kind of boring and the opposite of freedom, which is why I became an entrepreneur in the first place. But recently, I'd say in the past year or so, I've had a change of heart. And that's because I realized that if I want to get to that next level in my business, I need to do things differently. It's kind of like that saying, if you do things the way you've always done them, you're going to get the results you've always gotten, right? And the same holds true when it comes to being more disciplined. So I realized that I was getting by in my business on, talents and skills, but also just sort of the fact that I was an achiever type person. That's my personality. And I realized that I could take things up a notch or several notches if I just became more disciplined with my daily routine. And I'll also share on another personal note that this was also brought to the forefront because I fell in love and wanted to spend time with that person and not be so tied to my business. So that actually forced me to make changes. And so I want to talk to you about some of the things that I've done to become more disciplined in my business, and hopefully this will give you ideas for yourself. It does not mean that you need to be overly structured and boring and actually have less freedom. It's actually the opposite. The more structure you have, the more discipline you have, the more freedom that you can have in your life and business. It's kind of interesting how that works. So the first thing that I've done is really reassess my whole morning routine. Now, I was a person who always said I'm not a morning person. I'm a night owl and it's really hard for me to get up in the morning, and I had to really drop that story. And this took a long time and I'm still working on it, but I've realized that if I want to start my day right, I need to get up earlier and have some sort of routine that brings more discipline into my day, specifically the beginning of my day. So I've been getting up earlier. I've been doing things like meditating, journaling, reading my goal cards, and really just getting quiet and having a space, a sacred space and time for me to get ready for my day and really look at all the things that I want to do and accomplish and be in my business and my life. So that's a major shift, and that's had me really reassess the whole morning schedule that I've been keeping, because in the past I would maybe sleep in sometimes. I would sort of roll out of bed and suddenly, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just go to my desk and start working. And it was hard to stay focused. It was hard to stay on task. I suffer from bright, shiny object syndrome just like a lot of people do. But by having this structured time in the morning where I can be quiet and sort of look and reflect on what it is I want to create, it has made such a difference in the tone of my day. So that's the first thing. The second thing that you want to do, and this is something I have been doing for years, so I've been really good with this. The morning routine has really been the big game changer. That's why I mentioned it first. But the second thing is being ruthless with my schedule. Really ruthless in terms of chunking my time, batching appointments, giving myself business development time in my schedule where there are no calls, actually scheduled during that time so I can work on bigger picture projects and I can work on marketing and really visioning for the business. And so this has been a really effective way for me to keep more boundaries. You have to be ruthless with your time. It's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to think, well, I work from home or I work for myself, so I kind of just create my own schedule. And really being ruthless with your time and also saying no to things that maybe in the past you would have said yes to is really key to creating more of that discipline around your schedule and in your business. And then the third thing is accountability. So it doesn't matter if this is a mentor, an accountability buddy, a colleague, a friend, a family member, but you need to have an additional layer of accountability besides just yourself. And I've always had a mentor, always been part of masterminds, and so that comes with its own built-in accountability. But if you don't have this now, I really urge you to find a person or a group or a mentor who can make sure that you're staying on track, because the best of intentions can fall by the wayside when it's just us sort of keeping ourselves in line. So I really suggest that there's somebody else that you check in with on a regular basis, whether that's daily or weekly or several times a week, because it really does help you keep your promises to yourself when you're telling somebody else, hey, hold me accountable to this. I need to have this done by Friday, and I know you're gonna check in with me. Just make sure I've done it. So that's a biggie. And then the last thing is really about loving what you do. And it sounds so obvious. Yeah, you should love what you do. Everybody's been saying this all along. Find what you love and it doesn't feel like work. But the reason this comes up around the conversation of discipline is because if you don't love what you're doing, it's going to be a lot harder to have discipline around anything you're trying to do, around marketing, around sales, around getting clients, around getting things done, anything from your blog post to your social media to networking meetings to speaking gigs. If you don't have a passion for what you're doing, everything becomes much more of an upstream struggle. At least that's what I've found for myself. So how can you make sure you love what you do? Get in touch with the things that make you jazzed, makes you happy. Figure out what is the big why behind what you're doing. Why are you an entrepreneur? Why are you a business owner? Why is it important that you have this become successful for you or continue to be successful for you? Because the more that you love what you do and you have that why driving you, the more you can implement things like a routine and create more of that discipline for yourself. So I hope this was helpful, and if you liked this video, make sure to share it with your friends in social media. And if you're not getting these videos on a regular basis, please put your name and email in the boxes that you see on this page so that you can get updated when I share new videos with tips like this. All right, this is Christine Gallagher signing off, and I'll talk to you on our next video.